Ahoy there trader, it's Phil. Today we're going to look at 6 trend patterns to swing trade any stock, and every trader should know these money making blueprints. So what if you could get your hands on the leveling codes for the stock market? Now I know I'm not talking about insider trading or anything weird or illegal. This is something so simple and yet so obvious it gets overlooked by nearly every new and even experienced swing traders. This is something that, well, 6 somethings that every profitable swing trader I know uses to evaluate the best and most profitable swing trades. So sit back, stay tuned, because we're going to go through my 6 money making blueprints, and by the end of this short training you'll be able to match any of these 6 blueprints to a stock chart and know in moments if it's a money making blueprint or if it's just noise and you can move on. So if you're ready, let's do this. Of all the many mistakes that new and experienced traders regularly make, not using one of the 6 money-making blueprints in their trading is one of the biggest, which quite literally is preventing them from seeing the results that they want from swing trading stocks. And if you are already a profitable trader, when you do apply these 6 patterns to your daily routine, I've seen my traders explode their trading results because it's like adding fuel to a fire. And for others, it can make the difference in turning a loss-making stock strategy and turning it into a consistently profitable strategy, providing peace and financial security. Now, you don't need to memorize complex geometric shapes or a dozen subjective rules and complexities seen in Dow theory, Gann theory, Elliott wave theory, or any of the other theories for that matter. Trading should be simple and easy to do, and of course profitable, and that's what I'm going to show you right now. You can add these 6 patterns into your own trading strategy or use them as a part of my production line trading strategy, which I teach all of my swing traders. Now, before I tell you all about the 6 trend patterns to swing trade any stock, and in case you've never heard of me, here's a quick 30-second introduction. My name's Phil Newton and I've coached thousands of students with my programs. I've personally mentored over 756 traders, from retail traders all the way through to hedge fund owners, banks and institutions. And you may have seen me on some of those fancy financial websites or podcasts that you can see at the bottom there. I love a good coffee, and I love a read with that coffee. I can usually be found in one of my local coffee shops enjoying the day, because I'm not a Wall Street guru. I'm not sat at the computer flicking through chart after chart after chart like a mindless zombie. I'm just a regular guy who found his success, and I want to help you see your success. So from here on out, I'm going to be your personal swing trading mentor, and every week I'm going to give you the no bullshit insider information on how to find and profit from swing trading stocks, create wealth and generally live your best life, because I've cracked the code and it's simple to replicate and it gets results. And you can hear it straight from my past students who are consistently seeing amazing results using production line trading. Just like famed author, investor and entrepreneur Anik Singhal, who says, I rarely pitch anyone or promote things, but I do want to hear because he is that good. And like Joe Fear, also renowned podcaster, inventor and entrepreneur. There's no need to get fancy. I follow Phil's guidance and use my best judgment based on my circumstances, and it makes trading more of a straight line approach and very methodical. And Steve Dolder, a famed local professional musician, who says Phil has a way of explaining things that makes you realize it's not beyond you. It's a system with proven results, and this is something that anyone can do, and plus it's great fun. And they're not the only ones. All my students tell me the results that they're getting on a regular daily basis, because it gives them time freedom and financial freedom. And I want to help you see you get your success. Part of that success today is going to help you with 6 trend patterns to swing trade any stock. And as I've said before, every trader should know this. This is a part of my production line trading process, which is the smartest way to swing trade stocks. And we're going to focus on a part of that process today. The process comes in 3 parts: the mechanical scan, which we've looked at previously, the visual confirmation blueprints, and the profitable trade framework, the money management element. And I refer to what I do as a production line because it means that it's a repeatable process. Because for me, the ability to place the next trade is more important than the outcome of the last trade, and trading consistently helps facilitate this. And the 6 trend patterns are a part of the production line trading strategy. Specifically, it's the visual confirmation element. Does it match one of our 6 moneymaker blueprints? Because it helps me find some great trading successes. And as I've already said, my students also see those successes because it's a repeatable process. So let's get into those 6 moneymaking blueprints right now. And along the way, we're also going to look at some minor tweaks which ensure that you're doing it right. And the first of those is to look at enough data. You should not just focus on the immediate right-hand side of the chart. You need to look at the whole chart, and not just the whole chart, but enough bars or candles on the chart. You want to look at 300 bars or more to be able to help you determine the trend. Now, similarly, it's not just a case of is there an uptrend or a downtrend. It's not 50-50. And the best traders in the world know this because there are 3 trend directions. We can be trending up, we can be trending down, and of course, sideways or non-trending. And everyone forgets this, that it's not just 50-50 or coin toss, which is the fallacy that everyone makes, which means that it's not 50-50, it's a 33.3% probability of just picking the damn direction. But we've got this simple process to be able to just recognize what's going on and trade accordingly. We want to confirm the trend. And we do this first and always so that we know what to do next. Because the trend is your friend. And again, the best traders in the world know this. Like Bruce Kovner, like John Henry, like Bill Dunn, like Michael Marcus, like David Harding. Some of these names you may or may not have heard of. Go and Google them, press pause, search them. Bruce Kovner's worth over 5.3 billion. John Henry, 2.1 billion. Bill Dunn, 18 million in 2008 when the rest of the world blew up in the last financial crisis. Michael Marcus turned $300,000 into 80 million. All because of trend trading. And the list is endless. There's name after name after name of traders who use trend trading. One of the most notable and famous is Ed Seykota. Famous turtle trader. Again, you can go and verify this. There's a very well-known group of traders who are known for trading the trends, and they're often referred to as turtle traders. Ed Seykota was made famous by Jack Schwager in his book Market Wizards. He took $5,000 to $15 million in 12 years. Well, guess what? Using trend trading methods, the same methods which I use. Jesse Livermore, one of my personal favorite traders in history, is made famous in the book Reminiscence of a Stock Operator. It's gonna be the best $10 you ever spend. Go and buy the book. If you're on Kindle, it'll be $1. But Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, and what you'll find, what you discover in that book is not only was he a famous trend trader, but nothing's changed in 100 years. Nothing's changed. We're doing the same things that we were 100 years ago as we are right now. Now, a few of the mechanics have changed, computers have changed, there's a few laws have changed, but human psychology hasn't changed. That's what we're really trading when we say trade the trend. And Warren Buffett knows this. Everyone's favorite uncle trader, the ultimate trend trader, who is famous for making a fortune off holding Coca-Cola for 40 years. Currently, in the last time I checked, 60 billion net worth. It may be a bit more, it may be a bit less, but nonetheless, that's still an impressive number. But he is the ultimate trend trader and takes a multi-decade approach to trading the trend. We might call that investing. I would rather have a shorter time horizon personally, but that's what makes this wonderful way of trading. We all get to choose our preference. Paul Tudor Jones, last one. Famous in the 80s, 90s, has made hundreds of millions of dollars in his trading funds, and basically says that the 200-day moving average is king. And this is one of the principles that we use. It helps us act as a weather vane as to whether we should be long or short. It just helps us make sure that we're on the right side of the market, because the trend is the friend. And as hopefully I've just illustrated, the best traders in the world know this. I want to follow what the best traders, not just in the world right now, but the best traders in history all have in common. They confirm the trend. If it's trending up, if it's trending down, or we're non-trading, or we're in a range. And we do this first so that we know what to do next. And those are the 6 trend patterns to swing trade any stock in any market condition. The first one, of course, you will have heard of: buy the dip. And it's not just a case of buying any down day, because we need to know what the trend is first. When you determine the trend and you look at enough data, you don't need any fancy tools or technical analysis. You can augment what you're doing with them so that you can define and refine the definition. But at its most basic, if you look at 300 bars, it starts at the bottom left, it finishes at the top right. It doesn't matter whether you be doing this 6 minutes, 6 years, or 60 years. Everyone's in agreement, this is going up. Because then that means it tells me what to do next, which is buy the dip. Any downward movement is a buyable opportunity. And you don't have to take my word for it. We've got data to back this up. If you just traded the trend over the last 20 years on Apple, you can just about see the data card there. If you want a fresh copy of this emailed to you, send me an email, phil@antivestor.com. I'll happily send you this and several others. But we've got an automated algorithm that has verified everything that we're talking about. There's a nice steady equity curve that you can see on Apple stock. If you just bought the dip, determine the trend, buy the dip, you're going to make money. Conversely, sell the rally. Determine the trend. It starts at the top left, it finishes at the bottom right. That means that any upward movement is an opportunity to sell the rally in a downward trending market. Now, you did know that you could profit from downward movements, didn't you? I always find it a little bit odd because sometimes traders know this. It's one of the first things that I learned, but I sometimes forget that not everyone knows that you can sell short the market and profit from downward movements. So it doesn't matter which way the market's going, up or down at this point, we're going to make money in either direction. Similarly, we want to buy range lows. But what we need to do first is we need to determine what that range is. So when we've got 3 touch points, and I use 3 touch points as an absolute minimum because anyone can connect 2 touch points together. But if you've got 3 points there that I've highlighted, and they're all around the same level, they're almost exactly at the same level, then we can say that is a confirmed support level. And then when you have 3 corresponding barrier points, you can start to say at this point, we have a confirmed range. We've got multiple touches of the lows, multiple touches of the highs, and at that point onwards, we can buy range lows. Any of these lows are opportunities to buy range lows. Conversely, we can look at selling the range highs. We can again confirm the range, same range, but once it's confirmed, when price is at or near the upper boundary, we can profit from a downward movement by selling the range highs. Any of those movements downwards away from that level are an opportunity to profit. And the whole philosophy behind this logic, this idea, is that until something new happens, the same thing is likely to continue. If it's oscillating back and forth, that's probably going to continue until something new happens. So what does something new look like? It's the break of a range high. So the next pattern that we look for is a break of the range high. So once we've established the range, we've already got the rule for that. And this is just one of the several rules that we use to help us determine what a consolidation or a range or a non-trending market is. But once we've got that established, we've got a clear lower boundary, we've got a clear upper boundary. When price goes above the range, we can buy the break of the range high. And that's our opportunity to hop on board what could be a new trend. A breakout move is one of the ways it might be described. Now, conversely, the last pattern, sell the break of the range highs. Again, we've got our range highlights. We've got 1, 2, 3 on the lows, 1, 2, 3 on the highs. So when price is below the range lows, we can sell the break of the range lows as a way to profit from a downward movement, a resumption of the downward trend. And there are 6 patterns. And we know all of this is true because the best traders in the world know that the trend is your friend. Trending up, trending down, or non-trending or ranging. It's got a few different names. They're all interchangeable. But what we want to be able to do is we want to be able to look at a chart and just go, oh, it's trending up. Oh, it's trending down. Oh, it's non-trending. We just want to be able to look at the chart and go, there's the trend. Because what we don't want to do is we don't want to be a zombie. We don't want to be flicking through chart after chart after chart, wondering what to do, how to do it, what it's going. If you can't recognize one of these 3 trending states, look at 300 bars on the chart, and if you can't say uptrend, downtrend, non-trending at a glance, then there's nothing to see. Now, you'll get more experience with time and practice, but make it easy for yourself. If it starts at the bottom left and finishes at the top right, it's trending up. Top left to bottom right, it's trending down. If it's oscillating from top to bottom multiple times, it's probably non-trending. Just make it easy for yourself. And here's the tip, here's the secret. Most new traders, when they look at a chart, get stuck looking at the chart, wondering what to do next. If you find yourself wondering what to do next, just move on. There's so much choice out there. Make it easy. So production line trading, when you recognize what the trend is, it means that we can then buy the dip, sell the rally, buy range lows, sell range highs, buy the break of range highs, or sell the break of range lows. And again, stay in your lane. Just make it easy for yourself. If you don't recognize what's going on, go and look at something else. Go and come back tomorrow. There's plenty of opportunities. For me personally, I'm not flicking through thousands of charts every day. I have between 50 and 350 stocks. And right now, as I'm recording this, I'm just looking at my favorite 50. That's it. Nothing more. You don't have to look at every known stock that's possibly out there. There's nearly 30,000 stocks on the US markets. I don't need to look at every them. All I need is my top 50. And I've made a career out of trading a small number of stocks and a small number of patterns, 6 of them. 6 patterns have made me a 27-year career from trading and investing in the markets. And they are my 6 patterns to swing trade any stock, any market, any instrument, whether it's stocks, forex, futures, currencies. It works on daily chart. Shh, don't tell anyone. I'm letting all my secrets out now. It works on any market, any time frame. I was 12 years a day trader. I did exactly the same thing. I was, those 12 years I was trading currencies. I did exactly the same thing. What we want to do is we want to determine what the trend is, because that helps us to figure out what to do next. And if you can't see it, it's not there. Now, if you want some personal help to really accelerate your learning curve and you want to learn swing trading stocks in the smartest possible way, I teach all of my students production line trading, which includes the mechanical scan assessment so that we're not flicking through every chart every day. We'll go into a lot more detail on the visual confirmation blueprints, the 6 moneymaker blueprints. We've got rules that qualifies in each and every one of those patterns in a lot more detail so that we have this checklist so that we know exactly what we're doing, when we're doing, and why we're doing it. And then we look at how to place the trade, where our entries are, exits, stops, and targets. We know all of these things before the trade goes on, and I refer to it as a production line for a reason, because it needs to be replicatable. Otherwise, what's the point? I do have an all-inclusive mentorship program. Again, it's production line trading process. You will learn that in detail. You can probably learn it in the next 7 days. Depends on how fast you learn, but most people learn in 7 to 14 days, in under an hour a day. And when you get used to it, you can do this like I do, in 10 to 20 minutes each day. You'll focus on the best stocks, the best patterns to trade. It's proven, it's data-driven by back testing and research, as well as my real results over the last 27 years. You'll learn my TTE management system, the timeout, the target out, and the exit out. Basically, that's all our exit, stops and targets, how we manage the trade, and that's the real secret to success, is how you manage the trade. My average return on capital is 85.76%. That's mainly because I use stock options as an alternative to trading stock. I still trade stock, but mostly I use options, which I teach all of my students. Now, once you've mastered, you'll spend as little as 20 minutes a day increasing your results over the next 90 days. You'll build your confidence so that you can transition into the best possible trader that you can be without trading like a zombie. No more spending hours flicking through chart after chart after chart doing the stock market's equivalent of Where's Wally. Just zero in on the most important stocks today. Stop stressing over if the markets are going to go up or down. In fact, you'll have confidence by profiting in both directions, and you won't be reading any boring company reports trying to divine value, and you should just be able to profit from swing trades, which for me typically last 20 to 30 days and potentially up to 90 days in any market condition. So if you'd like to learn in the smartest possible way, my invitation to you is to reach out and just let's talk. So are you next? And if you'd like to learn a little bit more, simply go to productionlinetrading.com. There is a form that you can fill in. Just pop your email in the box on the next page, and then there's a 14-minute video which goes into a little bit more detail about the program. And if it makes sense, then let's talk, because I don't know if what we do is right for you until we talk. At the very least, I'll help you make an informed decision, and I'll either point you off in the right direction, or we'll talk a little bit more about how I can help you become a profitable and successful swing trader. So just go to productionlinetrading.com. That's all one word, productionlinetrading.com, and I'll see you on the other side.